We are here at the 71st Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance for 2022. It is a very cold day, much colder than last year or the previous event, where the weather was actually pretty sunny. Here it's 55, 56 degrees with wind, and but still a beautiful sight behind us. And here on the 18th fairway, a ton of great cars. So we got a little bit of time to see a few. I mean, you can be here for like over a year taking everything in, so you can't really see everything, so you gotta pick what you want to take a look at. So let's see what's the best of show. Alright, so we're here at the McFarland category, and a brand that hasn't gotten so much recognition, but it's really one of the luxurious car manufacturers of the 1920s, 1910s. And over here we have Fatty, and this is was owned by Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle, the sound film star. Really love his films, and this is probably the most luxurious car that McFarland built. They did really flamboyant design all around here. This car is actually part of the Nethercut collection over in Silmar. I recommend anyone that's in the area to check it out because they have such amazing cars there and other antiques and all that stuff. So this is a really cool one to see. It's like the Ardens too. 1923 McFarland, 154 valve 6, and let's take a look inside. So over here is where the driver's seats. It's supposed to the elements. This is Knickerbocker style. So it has this kind of canopy, and you can't see because I'm sitting in there, but Fatty put in a chair with the word director on it. Oh, you work with the Nethercut collection?
Yes.
Alright, a very nice car.
Oh,
I've been there a few times.
Oh, good.
Do you have anything else you brought?
No, just this car this year.
That's the only one.
Uh-huh.
Usually there's at least one or two.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you comfortable back there?
Oh, very.
Warm.
Oh, yeah? And warm.
Oh, wow.
It was freezing out there.
Yeah, I know. It's very cold this year.
It's cold.
Oh, you can see this flower on the side.
Yeah.
It said there was a director's chair in here for Fatty.
Oh, that's in the back. In the
in the back.
Because they set up a thing for him for like a tent.
Oh.
So he can sit back there and do his drinking.
So they make a tent for him.
Yeah.
And that's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, it's very warm in here. I can see why you enjoy your warmth while we freeze outside.
Sorry. Okay.
39,683 miles.
Somebody see that shit now?
Yeah.
Like, wait, like, it's exactly what I
They're called spark plugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 16 spark plugs, even though this is V12. Very interesting.
Yeah, it is probably good. There we want to go, you're fine. I'm assuming there's no exhaust pulled out of there, I believe, comes out on.
Okay, over here we have two great Lincoln convertibles. One from 1956 Lincoln Premier, and over here you got a Lincoln Continental Mark V. So just come over here and look at this. This thing is just so 50s. I love it. Just imagine taking this down for a cruise, getting some burgers. Look at the details. This turquoise color just screams 1950s. And this is the most expensive Lincoln for that year. Really, really cool. Going over here, look at the difference 4 years does. Again, very much of its era. This car weighed over 5,000 pounds, 5,200 pounds, and costs $7,056 new. And again, matching interior. Yes. This is the biggest American car that was sold in 1960. They're like 227 inches long and almost 7 feet wide. I mean, the dimensions are crazy. I'll take a look inside. Beautiful. What's this color called?
Sapphire?
Sapphire.
It's the original colors.
Wow.
He was looking for you.
He was just here 2 minutes ago.
He was right here.
I like the hard top. I just like the way that look is. You know, with the round roof. I just think it's a cool look. But they both nice car for the drive.
She won't wait for me, but I have to wait for her.
Here we have a 1933 Alfa-Romeo 8C2300. This is one of my favorite classes, the L class, the pre-war preservation class. Because all the cars here are original and unrestored. And this one's pretty interesting. It was raced in the 1933 Monte Carlo Rally, but it crashed at the very last lap. It was then returned to the factory to fix it up, but it was kept all original since then. Never restored, all original, and it's really cool. Take a look at her.
Yeah, I guess so. You're
So you'll be back and I'll ask him to follow the next one. So I'm going to pull up here. That's awesome. And then as soon as we decide to go. Got it.
No. We're not going anytime soon. They just don't.
Well, hey, he just said we're going first, then him, and then he's gonna pull up with a golf cart there, and then he'll give us the word.
We go before that.
Original California 31 plates.
I mean, the Duesenberg Model J is obviously going to be a top 3-4 car.
Of Paris. And there the famed coaster that Joseph Figoni fitted in with a unique sports torpedo, complete with a hood extended back to a low V windshield and a tempered tail. He drove the car in the 1932 Paris Nice rally before it was first done. Who exhibited cars and I'm not surprised. Thank you, Lee. Figoni Sports Torpedo today. There we go. What a magnificent car.
Nice.
Now we go to Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce. Early left-hand drive Silver Ghost, built at the Rolls-Royce factory in Springfield, Massachusetts. An early American Rolls-Royce from Springfield, Massachusetts. And first in class, the 1934. Silver drove this car from New Jersey to Pebble Beach. All the way.
Usually every screen has a screen. I don't have one.
It's a very interesting book. He stopped in some very interesting 4.5 blowers. And if you can see the front of the car, it has a massive Villiers supercharger bolted on the front of the crankcase. This car is one of only 3 4.5 litres bodied by Van den Pla, and it features much lower running boards set in the centre of the wheel hubs. The styling created by the Belgian coach builder is really stunning. A sibling car resides in the Simeon collection in Philadelphia, but the third car unfortunately has been lost. Thank you, Joni and Scott, for bringing this today. Fabulous blower Bentley.
pictures of it.
This crazy hood ornament back then. 1910 Auburn Model R. Talbot Lago T26 Grand Sport Fastback Coupe. What a beautiful teardrop design.
With the power and reliability and just 11 of these Spider versions produced. They were designed by Franco Scaglione, and this Apollo was the actual prototype of the model. The only 3500 GT constructed with an all-aluminum body.
I like being in front. Yeah, I just like being in front.
Okay, so one of the things I love about being in Pebble Beach is I'm always learning about new cars, new manufacturers I didn't hear about. This is 1961 Alvis Grabber Coupe. Alvis was an English car manufacturer. They shipped this one over to Switzerland. It was owned by a Swiss merchant who would drive to France on a lot of business trips. But he didn't trust French gasoline, so he ordered this with a special custom fuel tank so you could drive all the way to France and back to Switzerland without having to fuel up in France. So a kind of cool story here on a very rare car. Look at the hood ornament on this. Hispano-suiza, beautiful.
Okay, got it.
Big EV took it away from us.
Alright, so here we are at Class G, the Duesenberg class. Duesenberg is my favorite car manufacturer from America. And for those who don't know, Duesenberg was really a luxury car manufacturer that had its heyday in the 1920s. They ceased to exist in the early 30s during the Great Depression. But when you're making this kind of stuff, you know, up until the mid-30s, they're making some of the craziest things, very extravagant. And this is very signature for Duesenberg, a straight 8 motor.
Beautiful,
which is
beautiful.
beautiful.
Great
Just look at this.
Congratulations, Wayne and Ruth Gray.
I mean, They made some great cars. Very, very luxurious.
So you're allowed to carry it?
So, moving on to the post-war touring open class. We have two touring classes. This is for open coachwork. This is the third in class winning 1956 Maserati A6G 54 prototype Spider, owned by Brendan Gallagher of Wilson, Wyoming.
We are here in the Ferrari section, and we have some of the most valuable rare cars on the planet, the 250 GTOs. These are worth between $50 to $70 million. And look, we got one here. Over here. There's another GT over there. So I mean, I'm afraid to even get close to these things. They're so valuable and rare, and it's amazing. You just see them amidst this sea of amazing classic cars, and you don't have a crowd around it. Anywhere else, this thing would draw quite a crowd. So I'm really blessed to see it in person. So over here in Pebble Beach, each one of these cars has its own story, its own history. I mean, you can spend so much time just looking at each one. But over here we have the 1966 Ford GT40, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. If you saw the movie Ford versus Ferrari, this was the one that had that famous 1-2-3 finish at the 66 Le Mans, where all the three cars finished across the podium at the same time. And this one took first place on the orders of Ford. And caused a lot of commotion in the movie because who was supposed to be first ended up being second. But regardless, this is a really historical vehicle. Of course, the Ford GT lives on today, but the GT40 is what made it a legendary, probably the most famous American racing car of all time. The car that beat Ferrari. Here's another, I mean, the Le Mans cars here are so crazy. Here's another car that I raced hours and hours in the Gran Turismo games. 1989 Sauber Mercedes C9. Sauber built the body here, the chassis, and Mercedes did the engine. So a very interesting partnership. And in 1988 when it debuted, it didn't really make a mark. But in 1989, this C9 won all but one race that season. And at Le Mans, it won first, second, and fifth place, and he just dominated the racing. It was so fast, in fact, it reached 248 miles per hour on the straight on the Mulsanne, and because of that, they had to add 2 chicanes because it was just such a fast. It was getting to the point where it was getting dangerous. So this thing was really ahead of its time, and it's something that it's amazing to see right in front of my eyes. Chrysler turbine. Heard about this?
No, he's actually, we're from Detroit, and he's sounds like it's a pretty color combination.
The guy found
these are only prototypes.
color has been painted kerosene, perfume, tequila, soybean oil, peanut oil, regular gas, not leaded fuels. The lead messed with the alloys in the engine.
Oh yeah?
Made them deteriorate over time. And real quickly too.
So because you use the wrong alloys, the jet fuel that they're missing on?
Nah, I was talking about the leaded gas. The lead in the gases, it would mess with the alloys in the engine.
Fuel is this one running on right now?
We use Jet A1. It's very clean.
Jet
clean
A1?
kerosene. Yeah. Jet fuel.
Yeah. That's what it needs. So this thing is, like I said, a Stanley E2 runabout, running on steam. Yeah, steam powered, and it's unrestored. I mean, isn't that crazy? From 1909, over 110 years old, and all original.
Convertible sedan.
I like how they have to label everything, just so you know. I mean, this thing is so cool. It's amazing. Still runs, original engine, original everything. Stanley. I mean, that shows you
how reliable these engines are too.
This particular car, J475,
Kind of see some of the water
model
leaking through here.
Originally delivered
But
to
you started with like kerosene, and then it's steam powered all the way through. So over here we have a 1912 Roush and Lang electric roadster, and it was advertised as noiseless, odorless, and clean. And electric cars were deemed especially appropriate for women to go automobiling without the fuss of preparing a horse-drawn carriage. Around 1,200 of these were built, and while they were easy to operate, they were also some of the most expensive cars then. With this one costing about $20 to $50, 1912. But it's very interesting. In 1912, this was equaling the sales of gasoline and steam-powered cars. It had about 1/3 of the market. So in the end, the internal combustion engine won, with gasoline being just a little more easy and cheap to make those engines and power them. But electric cars were definitely a thing, and now they're making a comeback. But it's interesting to see where it all started over 100 years ago. Okay, over here we have a beautiful, beautiful Bugatti in its signature blue color, 1936 Bugatti Type 57G Le Mans Tank. And I mean, this really, it's a fitting name. This thing is a tank. It's the only Bugatti to ever win first place in Le Mans, and very fitting. This thing is actually funny. It's not in the booklet, so I don't have all the details, but it's, from what I do recall, this thing was extremely powerful. It was very reliable. It was able to endure the tough 24-hour endurance race, and remains probably the only time Bugatti ever won, because they don't really race in Le Mans anymore. So really cool, and very glad that I was able to see it in person.
Wonderful car. Congratulations to Lee Anderson, and thank you so much for bringing this great car to us today. That's so good. I'm so glad.
Okay, well, these gifts will surely be cherished. And now, let's toast to the winner of the 2022 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. And thank you everyone for spending the 71st Pebble Beach Concours with us. And congratulations to all of our 2022 award winners. You can watch the show again at pebble.marketing.com, and mark your calendars now. The next Pebble Beach Concours will be held right here on August 20th, 2023. Drive safe, everyone, and see you next year. Ferrari, which will be mounted in a custom leather portfolio, is Michael Furman of Coach Bill Press. Okay, and presenting a bottle of Soul of a Lion is George Dow, founder of Dow Vineyards.
Christian.
These guys. And finally, presenting a celebratory bottle of Dom Perignon is Julia Fitzroy, Business Development Director of Dom Perignon. What would Best of Show be without the champagne?
Over here we have what seems to be a pretty common car, 1956 Citroen 11 BL Traction Avant, which is a front-wheel drive car. And they built quite a few of these, but look at this engine, and I wish you guys could smell it. This is burning charcoal. Not called charcoal, yeah, what you use in your smoker on your barbecue. So I immediately smelled something. I said, wait, is someone starting up a barbecue smoker here? And yeah, this thing is running on charcoal. Very interesting and very rare.
75 horsepower.
Over here, you guys got the charcoal.
By the one and only, the great George Wingard of Eugene, Oregon.
Very cool.
J. Figoni Sports Torpedo, owned by Lee R. Anderson Sr. from Naples, Florida. The 1930 Duesenberg Model J Graber Cabriolet, owned by Sam and Emily Mann from New Jersey. And the 1951 Talbot Lago T26 Grand Sport, owned by Merle and Peter Mullen from Los Angeles, California. Congratulations to each of our nominees, and it's an honor to be amongst the highest scoring cars at the Pebble Beach Concours. But there can only be one Best of Show winner. Sandra, may I have the envelope, please? The 2022 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance Best of Show winner is the 1932 Duesenberg J Figoni Sports Torpedo, owned by Lee R. Anderson Sr. from Naples, Florida. Congratulations!
Okay, thank you very much for joining Euro JDM Garage at the 71st Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance here in 2022. It was an amazing show as always, and catch us again next year, August 20th, 2023, where we'll be covering the 72nd Concours d'Elegance. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and like if you're new, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you very much.